Alright, so today we're going to be doing a double test. First, I am testing the 60i mode of this camera, I hope. Yes, we are. The reason why I had to look over is because of the fact that the flat cable on the screen broke, and now I can only see anything when the screen is on its standard position, and even then, it's black and white. Secondly, I bought this lav mic for cheap, and I'm recording it using the Zoom H1. And also, I built a kind of a studio light because I was tired of having poor lighting in my videos. So I just bought some stuff at the hardware store and kind of built myself a studio lamp. I wish to build another one of these because honestly, it's quite nice actually. It's a huge tube lamp that instead of being fluorescent like it would be in the past, it's filled with it's full with an LED strip, and it's very bright, as you can kind of tell. So we're shooting indoors. The reason why I'm testing the 60i mode of this camera is because I want to test whether or not I can do interlacing, but more on that later. So back to the problem of the flat cable on the LCD screen of this camcorder. I knew from the very start that this was kind of a huge problem with these cameras, that it could happen someday. For example, now I have no idea how the frame is, because simply there is no way for me to know. I can't see the screen. If I was recording the way I would just flip the screen over like this and I would be able to see myself, but I can't. Plus, this is not so great yet because I only have one of these lights. And I really wish I can have two. I will try my best to get a hold of another one of these because it's very good. All I have to do still is a base for it. It's just laying on a wardrobe. Now, about interlacing. For a long while I was searching for a method of doing de-interlacing because TVs do 60i to 60p all the time because televisions are only progressive. They can't possibly render interlaced video as old CRTs can do. The underlying technology is completely different. The underlying display technology is completely different. Although you can interpolate them, it's never going to look great. That's the trade-off about interlacing, and it's the subject of a video that I shot, but I still have to do the voiceover for. Is how interlace in a practical way. How does interlacing work? And I take two frames that I printed on A4 paper, split them up, and build an interlaced frame, and then I try to explain my best how it actually works. So back to the subject of the flat cable. I already bought the flat cable. I actually love this camera a lot. Again, the picture quality is not the best. It's far from the best. I really wish I could do at least 25p so I could do some, at least some film-like motion, although it wouldn't be film because it would be 25, not 24. So I plan on getting, I don't know if I want to get another camera just for that, or maybe I can fix this one, sell it, and get an even better camera. That was one of my plans. Maybe I'll do that, but for the time being, that's it. That's what I'm doing. I am testing this lav mic. I am testing the 60i mode in this camera, which, by the way, I'm going to tell you how I'm going to de-interlace this from 60i to 60p. It's using something that everyone can use, which is Handbrake. Believe me or not. People were trying to do all kinds of contraptions with FFmpeg and AVI synth and whatnot, and all kinds of plugins and command line interface, but I found a better way to do it. Simply using Handbrake, because I was trying to use YADIF to de-interlace the footage, but the fact of the matter is I couldn't get FFmpeg and AVI synth to work. So I figured out how to use Handbrake to do that from 60i to 60p and using YADIF, because believe me or not, Handbrake actually comes with YADIF from the start, at least the newer versions of Handbrake, which I happen to have one. So all you have to do is to go into one of the tabs, and on de-interlace or decomb, you select from decomb to YADIF, and then from the default mode you select Bob. And then when you select Bob, it's going to simulate what a standard CRT would do. So it preserves the fluid-like motion of 60p, but with the trade-offs of interlaced video, which are anything that moves will have half of its resolution. But the reason why I'm shooting 60i with this camera is the fact that it shoots at 24 megabits a second on 60i and 28 on 60p. So even though 60p is true 60 frames progressive, the compression is a lot worse. This is especially true when we're shooting indoors where we have a lot of sensor noise. 60i just shines, at least on this camera, because when we look at how many fields and frames are being transcoded and compressed per second, we have a lot more data to play around when we're shooting 60i. And it's one of the reasons why 60i is the standard mode of this camera when you format it. But I'm just rambling for far too long at this point, so this is just a test. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'm gonna see you next time. Take care.